Hi, everybody, and welcome to the 12 p.m. R9 Tech Bits mini-series. My name is April Frost, and we are going to be talking about or continuing our journey with Google Classroom and just kind of following through our overview of last week. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns, just go ahead and chat them in the chat room, or just it's a small group today, so we'll just pipe up. Please pray for everybody in Ruidoso right now. We have a horrible fire going on at the southern part of New Mexico State, and there's a lot of homes that have been burned. So just keep them in your thoughts and prayers today for the McBride fire. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I don't know if you've ever worked with Pear Deck before, but let me give you the link to this. And where's the chat? I'm going to chat a link into the chat room. You go ahead and click on that. And then if you notice, does everybody see my screen? Okay, so just go ahead and type or copy and paste that KPESNH to get logged in. Perfect. I have one student connected. That is great. I'm going to go ahead and start the class. So welcome everybody to the R9 Tech Bits mini-series, Google Classroom 101. This is our second version of this. So just to give you a couple of just brief mini-series outcomes that we expect during each session is just to become more and more familiar with Google Suites and other technology resources. Identify ways to utilize these tools in your work and in the classroom. And make sure that we can set up your new tools, and we'll have a practice and play session together if we have time. All right, so what are some tech pick norms? Just like any other meeting here at Region 9, everybody can participate, or you can always choose to pass. So if you feel like I'm picking on you, just tell me. Be an active listener, open and honest. Don't be afraid to take those risks, because this is an opportunity for us to learn together. So I'm not going to know the answer to every question that you have, but we can figure it out together. And make sure that we find connections and among ideas, respect and appreciate each other, and look forward to different ideas. This is a place where we support one another. It is a safe space in Tech Bits. All right, so here is an interactive slide. So real quickly, a poll through 1 through 5, how would you rate your knowledge of Google Classroom? 1 being nada, and 5 being I'm a master. So students can draw anywhere on the slide. And then once you've submitted your answers, I can then review them. Sheldon, I love your expression right now. Is this new? Have you ever done Pear Deck? Oh, I can't hear you.
I haven't done this before, but I did circle the 3
Okay,
on
good.
on my version of it. I was trying to get us all on the same screen, but
That's okay.
I haven't hit send submit yet.
Okay,
How do I hit
you'll
sub?
hit submit. Let's see if I can see them. I'm going to show the responses. Ah, there's one response right there.
That's me.
Perfect.
That's me. Oh, I
Great.
guess I didn't have to submit it. I just did it and it does it.
You did it. So, so I can hide the responses or show the responses. If you look at the
Okay.
Zoom session, this is kind of the teacher view of Pear Deck.
Right.
So
Right.
this gives the students an interactive way of kind of just doing a quick class check of where you're at in your journey. So that's good. So thank you. So you're kind of in between. So you've used Google Classroom before, Sheldon? Sorry.
I have, yeah, but I know it's changed since I used it. It's gotten, I think, a lot better. It's been a number of
Yeah.
years.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So some of the things, activities that we're going to do today is basically we're going to, I already have a Google Classroom created from our last session, so we'll go back into that. We are going to do a general classroom overview. And then I may show you a quick video of some of the new updates for this year that Classrooms has for our school districts. So we'll just kind of hang out together. and learn. Now, at the end of each of my PowerPoint presentation or my notes, I have several videos that I've kind of gone through and picked for you guys. So one of them was the updates, which we're going to watch today, and the other one was the 15 Google Classroom tips for teachers. And I thought that one was really handy to go through. And then again, I added in the rubrics, creating, reusing, and sharing, because Google Classrooms has a lot of new features on the Google rubrics. They've improved it quite a bit. So I also have my contact information. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always email us here at Region 9. All right. So wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and escape. Oops. Let's see. Stop share. There we go. So I stopped shared on that. I don't know why I did that. Let's see. I could have just gone over here. So let's, Amanda, you're kind of quiet today, so I just want to check on you to make sure you're okay. And if you have any questions about Google Classroom, just go ahead and pipe up or chat them in the chat room, and I'll be right with you. So let's go through really quickly. I just wanted to show you. Oh, you know what I did, Sheldon? Selton, I did the same thing that you did on share screen. I have to do share sound, and I forgot to do that, so I have to go back. All right. So if you just click on these links, it'll take you to each of these videos that I've kind of picked out for you guys.
The Customer Journey Builder is
have a free
chock full of
account.
features that allows you to work your magic
Give me a
from
second.
scratch. Depending on the plan you
Escape that.
choose, there are many ways.
But I love MailChimp. I use it all the time when I market.
Hey everyone, I'm Dan Spada and we are back for another school year. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you all about the new updates that were announced this summer for Google Classroom. One of the major updates that has come to Google Classroom this summer is that you can now sync your student information system with Google Classroom. So what this means for you as a teacher is instead of having to manually input all of your rosters and any co-teachers that you might have for Google Classroom, your IT department can now make it so that all that information is just automatically synced from your student information system into Google Classroom. So you should be able to just go right into Classroom, see your entire roster there. Any teachers that you might have in that class should automatically be added as well. And so if you don't see this now, please make sure you send a copy of this video, or in the description below, I have a link to this article as well as the step-by-step instructions for your admin, for your IT admin, so that they can set this up, because it's not automatically turned on, but this is available right now. So if you're looking at your Google Classroom and you have to put your students in, make sure you send this to your IT department. Another major update that came at the end of last school year, but I decided to put it in this video anyways in case any teachers missed it, is that school matches are now available in originality reports. So now you can keep a repository of student work within your domain, and anytime a student submits work through Google Classroom, you'll be able to check that work against all the other student work in your district. It's really important to note that the school matches are off by default, but they can be turned on by your IT administrator. This feature is already available, so you'll be able to use this at the beginning of the 2021-2022 school year. It is available to the Education Plus customers, also available with the Teaching and Learning upgrade. It's not available to the Google Workspace Essentials, Business Starter, Business Standard, Business Plus, Enterprise Essentials, Enterprise Standard, Enterprise Plus, Education Fundamentals, Frontline and Nonprofits, as well as the G Suite Basic and Business customers. So while there are only a couple updates to Google Classroom this summer, they're both really important and helpful to teachers. Syncing the student information system with the Google Classroom will save teachers a lot of time in having to set up their classrooms. And having that originality report, being able to check all the students' work in your district, is also really helpful and something important to tell students in the beginning of the school year to try to help teach about academic integrity, letting them know that you'll be able to see their work and match it against other students. Again, both of these do need to be turned on by your IT administrators, so please make sure you coordinate with them. But for a complete list of other videos and updates to the G Suite that
Okay, so that was kind of interesting. I didn't know about the cross-checking. Did you, Selden?
No, I did not know that that was a feature of Google Classroom. I know there are software programs out there in the market that are available for purchase that do a broad search of the internet to make sure that the text that students submit as their own original work is truly their original work and not just cut and pasted from another source. But I did not know that it was now a new feature for several of the Google Classroom versions. It sounds like there's more versions of the Google Classroom that don't offer it than do, but I think most of the ones that the schools use these days are some of those
Right,
upgrades that they include.
right. You do have to get your admins involved, so FYI on that. But it's good to know about these new features because then we know how to maybe ask those questions when we're in a group setting and figure it out how to get those awesome new features activated. So I just thought that was kind of nice. Amanda, if you're still with us, I hope you're. If you have any questions, just let us know. Um,
And I think Amanda, are you the Amanda Silver from is it Balin? Am I saying that right? Or Balin? Balin,
Belen,
Balin Consolidated,
I'm from
right?
Tula Rosa.
Oh, okay.
you're from Truly.
Yes. Hi.
Hi,
Are you
how's it
safe and
going
away
over
from the fire?
there?
It's good here. We can see the smoke, but nothing's like affected us. But we have seen several of our Redoso students and Mescalero students in and out here today. But yeah, that's where I'm from. And I'm the secretary here at the school as I have a student coming up right now. So that's why I have mine off and on. I'm just like kind of listening here and there, but
Sure.
that's why I've been in and out.
That's okay.
Where Ariana is right there. Sorry.
That's
Hi.
okay.
So
Well,
how
we're glad you're
far
here
away are
today.
you? How far away are you from the fires?
Redoso is probably like 45 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not too close, but yeah.
It's not too close, but we still share a bunch of students,
Yes.
especially in the Mescalero area too. So, you know, I think when something affects us in Ruidoso, it also can kind of bleed over into the other areas as well. So
Yeah. Yes.
and lots of it's just tight knit community. Everybody's family or they've moved or
Right.
you know what I mean.
Yes, my mother-in-law works for Region 9 as well, so she's at home now, and so I have a brother-in-law that lives up there. So I'm keeping an eye on it for sure.
For sure.
Good.
For sure. Well, we're glad you made it today. Do you have any? So we kind of did a quick 1 through 5 and
I'm a
just-
2.
You're a 2. Okay.
Yes.
And kind of are you thinking about utilizing Classroom for anything in particular just to kind of get a feel?
No, I mean, my daughter uses it, so I kind of was like, oh, maybe I should be more aware of what just the basic uses, because I have never personally used it myself.
Okay. And that's a really good comment that you brought up. In fact, on my last presentation, I had a video for parents. So let me grab that for you really quickly
Okay.
while you're here. And I apologize. It'll just take me 2 seconds. I know I'm kind of swirling, Selden, but since
That's
this
fine.
is such a small group, I'm like thinking, how can we?
That's gonna be going to the nurse.
Let me grab it here. I think so. I kind of post all the archive sessions on this forum, but this is the one that I thought. Oh, that's weird. That is not the right one. Huh. Took me to a weird place. That's not good. We have well, this is not turning into a nice squirrel hunt. I don't know what that is. Go. That's really strange. Let me let it finish loading. But hopefully.
My name is Josie Bensko, and I'm a 6th grade science teacher in Central Illinois, and I've been using Generation Genius for an entire year now.
That's not it.
I'm obsessed, and so are my students. Being a middle school teacher, it's so hard to find educational
Isn't that weird?
videos
Because
that are
doesn't it
not
say that it's an
cheesy,
overview?
but are entertaining to my middle school students, because a lot of times the only options that we have are cartoon videos.
Oh, it's an
cartoon science
ad.
videos.
That was really tricky.
Hi parents,
Okay,
my
here
name's
we
John,
are.
and I'd like to give you a
So
brief
let me copy
tour
this.
of
I'm going to
Google
share this
Classroom.
to you
Now,
right now
typically,
in
I'm
the
creating
chat
videos
room.
for teachers to help them use technology in the classroom. A bunch of them asked
This
me to
was
put
a
together
great
to
video
help
that I
parents.
found online. I've never done a video for parents, but I did have another teacher ask me, was that you? In fact, did you ask me? No? I don't know. I don't think it was you. I received an email. I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. But here's the link to that YouTube video if you would want to watch it in your leisure time. Angie, I know you're really busy, so. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go back into here, and I have a classroom that we kind of designed this last session together. And let's go ahead and get you guys in there. So the nice thing about this is I can just copy class invite link, and I can submit it this way to my students so they can get in. And if you notice, here's the class code right here, where you can get logged in to the TechBits classroom. So we can kind of see. Now I'm going to have a teacher point of view. I'll just copy paste this in the chat just in case you need it. We'll get to that point. But overall, Classroom is really, really, what I love about it is really simple and easy to use. So some things that I do with it. So if you notice, you just want to become familiar with the overall setup of your navigation tools. So it's always good to know. So quick overview. This is how you would change, well, that's the title, but here's the stream. The Classroom stream is basically where, as a teacher, I can post comments or assignments. That's kind of where everything that it goes on in this classroom will kind of stream into this homepage. The other thing is, this is where I would house all my classwork for my students. And I would be able to create assignments, right? And topics and chapters for my students to work through. Now, in Classroom, most of the time when teachers are setting up a classroom, they have already their curriculum in place. So this would be entirely populated, but it's really simple and easy to use. You would just click this create button and it kind of walks you through the steps. And this one, the assignment that I made here for them, I was able to attach it to a rubric. I have my class notes attached to it. And then I also was able to just hop, skip, and a jump to YouTube and attach a video really quickly. So there's all sorts of different ways that you can engage your students as you create assignments for them. The people, this is going to be, I'll be able to see a little bit more because I'm the teacher, and this is kind of what we're looking at. We're looking at the teacher perspective at this point. If you go to your session on Google Classroom, you may not see the exact same thing. The other students' information may be hidden from you. And the other thing you can always add, if you need to add in students or invite in students, all you would need is their email information and to click the plus and add them in. Now, as that video stated before, now you can pre-populate your roster quickly and easily if you have an educational Google Classroom platform. So that's really awesome. I can also add other teachers to co-collaborate or to be a part of this classroom if I have an inclusion teacher. So that's where I would add another teacher. The final one at the top toolbar is my grades. This is going to be kind of where I would see the class average. I could see each student, right? And the assignment. Of course, all I have is one assignment at this point. And I don't have anybody turning in anything right now. But that's kind of your top navigation toolbar. which is really great. I'm gonna go back to the home page. The other one that you really want to be familiar with is this little gear box up here, and that's your settings. And this will give you the information of your class details. This is also where you would have your invite codes. You can turn them on or off, so you have control over the classroom. So in stream, you have different choices in your stream. Students can post comments or post something. Okay, so depending on what type of classroom setting you would like in this classroom, you have a little bit more controls. Or students can only comment, or only teachers can post it. It just depends on how you want to roll in your stream world. So classwork on stream, there's also show condensed notifications, which I have because I like to take up less real estate. But if I want to show the files and I like it that way for my students, I can also open it up or show attachments and details, which will populate the page a little bit more. The other nice thing about settings, which you also see on your homepage or your dashboard, is this is where you would manage your meet links that your students would come and meet. So you can have a virtual session with your students at the same time and and go over the classroom materials if you so chose, okay? Or have a live session while during class. So you can copy, reset, or remove this link. And then also you can also make it visible to students or not. So this gives you the control right there. If you want your students to not see that link or have access to it at that point, that's where you would shut it off. Here's your grading calculation. This is where you would probably set up your categories and your percentages or your point system. All right. And then you have total points weighed by category or no overall grade. I'm not really sure what those mean. I'm not a teacher, so, it's just sometimes I kind of have to figure things out. But anyways, those are kind of the areas that's nice about your settings. I'm just going to discard the changes in case I tweaked anything I didn't want to. You also here at the top, which can take you to other places in your drive mode, which is nice. But if you needed to make an announcement, I could specifically provide that announcement to one student, okay? Or all of the students, or just a couple of students. So maybe they're working on a group project, which is nice. And then this is what's really nice is if I need to make this announcement, maybe I have an assignment that's going over multiple classes. At this point, I can select my multiple classrooms and make that assignment and publish it on the stream to multiple classes, which is nice. I don't know if they had that while you were doing that. Verifying new, that's really good. Okay, so, and here's the assignment that the student would see and the teacher sees. Oops. I discard. Okay, so, oh man. So this is kind of what the teacher sees. I'm sorry, I'm just click happy. I have a little bit of lag. But as you can see, this is what the teacher would see on her or him, his or her end, and if any of their students have turned in their work. So April, Lindsay has, and Cleo Mao have turned in work. So I can go and check their work and grade them and make sure that it's tied to the correct rubrics at this point. And then type any comments or concerns that I have about the work that they've submitted. That's kind of where all it checks. Where all that happens, the teacher. So on this rubric, I'm checking for grammar, I guess just grammar. So, and it's at 10 points or 20 points. So I would have to take these and populate that. And then I can always give a private note or comment and then post that to the student. So that's really nice. So again, we're just going through our overview again. I can also at this point return. Let's see. Well, it should be. I can check my order. probably highlighted because I haven't added anything in here. So let's see. I'm just gonna type in stuff. Oops. Oh man. Did you see me just click around? I've got to slow down. Slow down, April. How do I go back? Oh, right here. Sorry. My Zoom controls get in the way of what we're trying to do here.
That happens to me a lot. I can't
I
see
know.
tabs because my Zoom
I
is in the
can't.
way. It happens all the time.
So yeah, so as soon as I started populating this, now my return button is activated, so I can return the submission or return multiple submissions. So that kind of has a twofold on the return in case I was just like, okay, you've got to revisit this, and I can make some comments to that student. You know, if they needed to improve, or I can even attach a video link. So there's also, oh, that's just, so there's also ways of doing different font, different colors to make my comments stand out a little bit more. If I highlight and add to my comment bank.
Could I do a selfie video link and just like talking right to the student? Like, I really appreciate all the hard work you put in on this response. I can tell it was very thoughtful. One area that I'd like to see a little bit more thought put into is X, Y, or Z. Could you do that?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And what I did this last time was I practiced on a Loom video. I don't know if I talked about Loom with you, Selden, but Loom was really awesome. If you go back to the archive session, our math coach, Jennifer Johnson here at Region 9, she did an hour presentation on that, or like 30 minutes. And it was really quick and easy, but it's a quick and easy way for you to have a video. You can actually show a screen and work out a problem with the student, talk to the student, and then they can actually send a video back to you, a video chat back. So it's another way of communicating,
Cool.
which I love.
That's
I love that. I love that
L-U-M-E?
you mentioned it.
L-U.
L-O-O-M.
Oh, like the weaving loom. Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. I've learned so
So-
much today already. I've got to hop on a
good.
1:30 call.
I know.
It's
And
good to
I've got
see
it
you
in
again.
today's session. So we are good. Do y'all have any comments, questions, or concerns? Angie? Oh, all right.
I love what I
Stay safe.
saw.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming. I'm going to stop share and stop recording. And you guys have a blessed day. Please take care.
Be safe, everybody.